Welcome. You are now aligning with SoulWork.
All right, this is part two of the compromise breakdown. In this one, I'm going to be doing more lyrical breakdown and more of the technical as part how the song was made and how it came out. Starting with the first part, when you find your own self, you can't get compromised. Of course, just understanding like nobody else can find you, nobody else can help you understand yourself, nobody else can make you be who you want to be. Understanding that, as far as evolution, it got to start with you and in your own head. You got to get out of your own way. Next part, denying yourself of healing, be the way your soul die. Pretty simple. I mean, really, if you're not healing, you're not growing, and you end up getting stagnant. Once you get stagnant, you get complacent, and with complacency comes death. You just sit in the same spot forever and never grow. The other parts are kind of, really self-explanatory. They say till you die, your soul won't fly. Really just understanding the perception a lot of times is that, you won't truly be free until after you die, when that's not really the case. The next part is, forget everything they talk about. I'm gonna let my soul cry, which is just understanding that you got to break down and you got to understand a lot of things before you can really fly, and hit that level on this side. Before a lot of people just thinking you won't really have peace until you reach the other side, or it seems that a lot of people are really not chasing peace on this side. They just making it through and living instead of really trying to find themselves and find what'll make them happy. Conquer my fears. I take them on one-on-one, which is just breaking down a lot of the things that you have in your head that's stopping you from doing a lot of things, because you have failed at one thing. So a lot of times, even when you go to start something, you're scared to even start it, or you put doubt in your own head because it's like, well, the last time I tried and I gave everything, nothing came of it. Actually, the only thing that came of it was pain. So do I really want to try to go for something else? Which goes right into the first bar, which is got to stop doubting myself. Sometimes it seems that your mind can be a weight to yourself, dragging you to the bottom, got you reaching for help, finally catch a break. It got you gasping for air. And that's just real. A lot of times you're in your own way, in your own mind. You just got to get out of your own way. Stop doubting yourself. Your mind can be a weight to you. In a lot of ways, it's just pulling you down because it's like, oh, well, you're not special, or, oh, people just talking when they give you good news, or things like that we normally go through as far as self-sabotage and belittling ourselves to not really fully invest in something, because a lot of times once you fully invest comes with those expectations and those dreams and those hopes, and if you've been through that before and it got crushed, it's really hard to let yourself do that again. I'll say a prayer for the ones that's compromising their heart. I'm struggling with it too. Will I choose money or art? And that's just real. Me sitting there and understanding with myself, I'm about to do this thing, I'm about to start writing music. At the end of the day, is it going to be about what I started for, which is, writing to work on the things that I was dealing with? Or is it going to end up being a situation of trying to get this money? Setting an example from the beginning, to myself, and, also just with my music, that's not going to be my goal. That's not what I'm going for. Like, this is to let go of a lot of things and deal with a lot of things that I know that I needed to deal with. The next part, really deals with like that facade type of lifestyle. Caught me some chains and maybe I'll look the part, but shining just for attention, that won't make you a star. That's just really understanding, like, bro, like, you can shine all you want to, you can look all the part all you want to, but at the end of the day, if that's not really you and it's just something that you're putting on, people gonna see it. Right after that, lately been searching my heart, because at the end of the day, that's not what's gonna really make you. You gotta find those things in yourself that you really care about, that's gonna keep you going. The rest of it is really very self-explanatory for us, verse one, so just kind of gonna skip on to verse two. Right now, at the beginning with, gotta find me some help, fighting these demons, struggling in my own hell. For too long, I've been dealing with this shit by myself, but need another perspective when you're fighting yourself, which was a huge bar when I wrote that, just looking at it like, understanding you can't always deal with this by yourself, which is something that I typically and primarily deal with. And I've been shown, lately, that that's not always the case, and that's not always the healthiest way to kind of deal with things. Sometimes you need another perspective to help you get out of your own head, because you'll see yourself as the antagonist of your story in a lot of ways that you couldn't really control. A lot of things that we deal with on a daily basis, or a lot of self-doubt, comes from trauma. And those trauma, either at a young age or just at a point that you didn't know how to deal with it, built up a lot of walls or built up a lot of bridges and built up a lot of things that became a part of your personality that might not actually be you. This next part is just some hustle bar that I'm gonna find my way. Keep grinding into the day that I get my pay. meticulously ponder over every word that I say. Is it all for the love or is it all for the praise? That was just at that point where like I said, I had been doing a lot of rewriting, and it was just understanding like, am I really rewriting for the love of this, or am I rewriting because I want somebody to listen to this and be like, yo, this is hard, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, just understanding like, am I doing this for the right reason? Am I rewriting all of this for the right reason? Is this what I was really trying to do, or is this my intention? So just understanding like, it ain't if I'm doing it for the love or if I'm doing it for the praise, I gotta decide which one it's gonna be. This next one I wrote is probably one of my favorite bars that I've written. Am I speaking from the heart, or am I hoping one day I stand on all I've attained and they be calling me great? Now, I do love this bar, but I can't tell you how many times I rewrote this to get it to a point that it had everything that I wanted to say in it, and uh, to fit. Attained was really the main word that I wanted to make sure was in it. So just trying to find a way that made that fit was a struggle. But it's still one of my favorite bars that I wrote, just because like it's so much jam packed in this these two bars. As far as, am I doing what I'm doing to please other people, to at the end of my journey be like, yeah, I got all of this and I done amassed all of this. I got this trophy, this, or this is what I really want to do because I love it. Into the next part I go, we all want recognition. So what more can I say? The more I deal with my problems, the more I compensate. Bury myself in my vices, smoking all these trees to ease the pain in my brain because I've been going insane. Just kind of summarizing there. It's just understanding that in a lot of ways, you bury yourself into vices and things like that when you're struggling. I mean, you don't even sometimes even fully notice it. What started out as something that was something that you thought was just helping you out, or just helping you get through the day and understanding yourself, could be the very thing that's holding you back, or the very thing that's keeping you from going. But yeah, that's compromise. That's the breakdown of the bars there. As far as how that goes, going through it, it actually didn't seem like as many as when you're listening to it. As far as like each bar, but I feel like I jam packed a good bit into this one song. It's about a good 3 minutes of just straight bars, no filler. So if that's something that you're looking for, or something that you like, this is definitely a song that you can vibe with.